What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Today's video is all about if I had $500 to start my Pokemon collecting / investing journey, what would I put my money into? And I think the most important thing here is to start off with knowing what your goal is. So you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. Am I gonna do this more for a collection? Am I looking to just buy Pokemon stuff for a collection? If that's your case, well, then just buy the stuff you like. Like, pick a lane. I really like trainer gallery cards, or I really like alternate art cards, or I really like Pokemon from the original 151, or you can pick anything. I really like sealed product. If you're just doing it for a collection, pick what you like and do that. So we're not going to focus too much on that aspect of it, more so on the investing side of things, which leads to a few more questions. How risk averse are you? Are you willing to roll the dice a little bit? Are you willing to risk it for the biscuit? Or are you looking for a long-term hold? Time-wise, are you looking for 6 months, try and make it a little bit of a gain? Or are we looking at a 5 to 10 year hold, which is what I typically move towards? And last question, are you looking to invest in singles, so actual Pokemon cards, or are you looking to invest in sealed product? All of these things really matter as we come to this question. So I just decided that we're going to look at all the options, starting with singles. So right now, we're a week and a bit away from Twilight Masquerade, the 6th set out of Scarlet and Violet era. So we're right dab smack in the middle of Scarlet and Violet era. Sword and Shield era, as you probably know, is just booming right now, especially the alternate arts. All of those cards are way, way up. So in that sense of things, I think if you're going to invest in some singles with some starting money, you've kind of almost missed the boat on Sword and Shield. Now, you could make a risky play because there is a very good chance that Sword and Shield alt arts continue their climb up and continue to climb because Sword and Shield was really popular. Cards like the Umbreon VMAX, the Rayquaza, the Lugia, the Giratina, the Gengar, the Espeon, there's so many. And they're all doing really, really well right now. Who knows when they're going to stop? So maybe now is still a great time to get in. But that's a really, really risky play because you didn't get in when they were on the low end of things. They're already at least midway through their rise, right? So this is all speculative, by the way. So I should throw that out there. If you're going to do this, you need to make your own decisions, not listen to me. I'm just talking about it, talking through my thoughts and how I kind of assess the situation on an ongoing basis. So if we're not looking at Sword and Shield era cards, or at least the alternate arts, where should we look? And this is where it gets really speculative. So I'm going to flip the screen around, screen share a little bit on TCG Player. Okay, so here's one thought. Maybe we could go into the trainer galleries. Some of the trainer gallery cards have already risen in price. I'm thinking of the Starmie and the Garchomp from Astral Radiance. I'm thinking of the Umbreons and the Sylveons from Brilliant Stars. But here we have Silver Tempest. Rayquaza at $45.16. Maybe that one's already a little bit high. But look at some of these other ones like Blaziken VMAX, the trainer gallery version, only $10.78. The Blaziken V, only $8.94. The Blaziken is a huge card in Chilling Reign from the alternate art perspective, so maybe this is one of the next trainer gallery cards to go up. Could be, could not be. It's this is a little speculative, a little bit of a gamble if you're going to go down this route. Superior V. Here's where I really think we should draw our attention to because it seems like Crown Zenith has not had that big influx of cash and market prices going up compared to lots of the other sets in Sword and Shield so far. So cards that I really, really like. We got the dogs, Entei, Raikou, Suicune, $17.40, $17.63, $19.14. Those are still on the relatively cheap end of things, and the artwork is spectacular. The Glaceon. Evolutions are always popular. $23.09 could rise. Same with Leafeon V-Star, $25.36. These gold cards, actually, just in the last couple days, Origin Form Dialga V-Star has actually gone above the Mewtwo V-Star, so it's slightly above. But here's a card that I absolutely love, Mewtwo V-Star. For a time, when Crown Zenith came out, it was a $100 card. Now it's at $53.67. Mewtwo is one of those popular Pokemon. Could make a play. Same with the Giratina V-Star, the top card out of Crown Zenith. It's Giratina It's a gold card, gold V-Star, which is rare. I mean, it's a really cool card. Really cool card. Okay, I would say that anything Sword and Shield, always speculative. And I think that as that ages more and more, it's going to be a riskier play. So you very well might make 20 or 50% in the next 6 months, but there's a good chance that you could lose 20 or 50% in the next 6 months as well. So that's where that risk comes into play. If you're playing more the long game on the single side of things, then you can start looking at the illustration rares, the special illustration rares from Scarlet and Violet era, which lots of them are actually on the decline right now. And here's my personal opinion, and nothing to back this up other than just speculation, is the fact that as Sword and Shield alternate arts continue to rise, people are going to be like, oh, these cards are a little too expensive for my pocketbook now. Maybe I'm going to start looking at the special illustration rares instead that are still relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. So I'm thinking like you have the Skeledirge, the Meowscarada, the Quackavole from Paldea Evolved, the Qianpao, the Chi-Yu from Paldea Evolved. You got that Charizard from Obsidian Flames. You have the Roaring Moon, the Iron Valiant, the Goldengo, the Iron Hands from Paradox Rift. You got lots of the cool Pokemon, like ancient and future Pokemon in Temporal Forces, Raging Bolt, Walking Wake, Gouging Fire. All cool cards. I didn't even mention the Iron Leaves and Iron Crown. So there's lots of these cool cards still in the grand scheme of things being top cards of the set. They're relatively cheap. So maybe in 3 to 5 years, are they going to see a similar spike, just like the big tag team cards did in Sun and Moon era, just like the alternate arts from Sword and Shield era are doing right now? I think that is a less risky play, but also you're going to hold for 3 to 5, maybe even longer than that years. So that's a risk as well, depending on how fast you want things to move. And to be fair, the opening question, $500, not a ton of money. Like, I personally, this is a little bit of a side rant, but I personally want to be investing a little bit more money into Pokemon every single month if that's the play. I'm not just going to start right now, buy stuff, hold it, and never touch Pokemon again. I want to continue going through the motions, continue looking at new sets, continue looking at new opportunities to purchase. Okay, so that's the singles side of things. My heart lies with the sealed product of Pokemon, which is what we're going to talk about now. So, same arguments. Are we looking to make a riskier play, maybe going into the Sword and Shield era, or are we going to look for the cheap booster boxes right now in Scarlet and Violet era and just do more of a holding pattern? So I'll start off by saying Sun and Moon era, I think those booster boxes are long past their prime. I'm not saying that they're not going to increase over time. I definitely think that's going to happen. As time goes on, the supply diminishes, the demand continues to kind of stay relatively the same. If you watch anyone like Pokevault, I mean, people still love opening Cosmic Eclipse, Team Up, Hidden Fates, all those sets. So I think the demand is still there. The supply continues to drop, even though there's probably still tons out there. But I think you have way better opportunities to invest in sealed product in different avenues rather than Sun and Moon. So we're not going to talk about that too much. But Sword and Shield, this would be the riskier play. So you got boxes like Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike, Brilliant Stars, Lost Origin, Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest still available on Pokemon Center to my knowledge. Lots of the other ones sold out now. So they're starting to rise. They're kind of hitting that MSRP price, but these ones are going to be the ones that are moving now, not 5 years from now. Like, these are going to move. We're already seeing it. Chilling Reign up over $200. Fusion Strike up over $200. I mean, we don't even need to talk about Evolving Skies because I think you've probably already missed the boat on Evolving Skies to really double your money. I could see it being a $2,000 box, don't get me wrong, but I think other boxes are going to double well before Evolving Skies doubles from where it's currently at. But then you have Lost Origin, you got Brilliant Stars, Astral Radiance. These sets are still like in that $200 realm, kind of all around at $150 to $250, depending on the day you look. And there's some opportunity for these sets. Loved sets that have trainer galleries, alternate arts, really good cards. They're going to keep rising. People really came into the Pokemon hobby during Sword and Shield, and I think there's always going to be that like little bit of nostalgia. Ooh, I came back during Lost Origin, or I came back during Evolving Skies. So I think Sword and Shield is a good play right now, though you're getting in pretty thick with like big purchases of booster boxes. Now, if you want to play the longer game, this is where I think I'm going to lean towards personally, but as always, I want you to make your own decisions. Just listen to me talk, but make your own wise decisions. Do your own research. But Scarlet and Violet Era booster boxes still are like $100 for the booster boxes. Let's take a look. So I'm probably going to pass on Scarlet and Violet base set. Base set is just not my favorite thing. And if you look back at Sword and Shield base set, Sun and Moon base set, yeah, they've increased in price somewhat, but they're not like a crazy increase. So I'm going to probably shy away from that if I only have $500. Paldea Evolved, on the other hand, it's a good set. It's a really good set. Lots of special illustration rares, lots of rare cards in here. The hyper rares are cool. And I mean, already on the rise. I would suspect that they're going to reprint this, to be honest with you. I have no reason to say that other than it's just my suspicion, but it's a good set. So we have this $116.21. You could still get your money in pretty good on Paldea Evolved. Obsidian Flames, $103. Not as good of a set as Paldea Evolved, in my opinion, because not nearly as many illustration rares, not nearly as many special illustration rares, just a smaller set with Charizard still being the chase card, so that's kind of cool, working for it. But I mean, still $103, it's hard to go wrong at a $100 booster box. Then we got Paradox Rift, which I think is an absolutely great set. I just like the cards a lot. Roaring Moon, Iron Valiant, Goldango, Iron Hands, Altaria, Garchomp, so many special illustration rares, tons of illustration rares that look absolutely magnificent as well. And this box under $100, like that is what I'm talking about. And now Temporal Forces, maybe not as good of a set. Some would argue it is, some would argue it's not. It really depends on your opinion. But like I said earlier, you got the Raging Bolt, the Walking Wake, the Gouging Fire, the Iron Leaves, the Iron Crown. So many good cards in this set. It's fun. The pull rates are really tough on this one too. So over time, at $102 per box, here's what I have to say. Pokemon has proven itself, track record-wise, that booster boxes continue to increase in price over time. Are you going to see a huge gain like some of the booster boxes did during COVID? Maybe not. Maybe so. It's hard to know. But that's not even normal. Like, normal gains are just like, yeah, increase 10, 20% per year, and you should be happy about that if that's what happens. And the fact of the matter is, no Pokemon booster box, to my knowledge, has ever gone under MSRP once it's out of stock. Like, it is just above MSRP. That's the way it is. You can't buy it for cheaper than that. So right now you have an opportunity to buy it for like 60% of MSRP, basically. I just did the math in my head, so I might be a little bit off there, but what a great purchase. So to answer the question in full honesty, here's what I would do. I would buy one booster box of Paldea Evolved, maybe even two. I like that set a lot, but let's keep it under $500. So one booster box of Paldea Evolved, one booster box of Obsidian Flames, two booster boxes of Paradox Rift at that cheap, delicious price, and one booster box of Temporal Forces, leading us to 5 booster boxes. I think that's going to be under that $500 mark. It's going to be awfully close anyways. And here's the last thing. The reason why I spread that out over time, I really like mitigating the risk, especially with low dollar amounts, okay? So you buy some of each booster box, and then what happens if Temporal Forces is the one that absolutely goes bonkers 5 years from now? Well, you got one, baby. What happens if it's Paldea Evolved? Well, you got one. If you only put all your money, all your eggs into one basket, then you're really rolling the dice. When you have some of everything, yeah, maybe you're not going to hit the huge spikes wins, but you're going to hit wins all over the place, which is what I love. Speaking of love, I love opening Pokemon packs, still chasing another Magikarp from Paldea Evolved. So here we go, baby. All right, here we go. 10 packs of Paldea Evolved. Come on, baby. Pulled the Magikarp once, never pulled the Iono, but the Magikarp is what we want. I already got the Iono. I bought one and I graded it, and it actually graded as a 10, which is pretty sweet. Ooh, Tinkaton. We will take that all day long. Let's friggin' go. Right off the bat, an ultra rare. Maybe it's gonna be a good video. We need it. I mean, the thing is, when opening packs with all these new sets where the pull rates are pretty tough, it gets tough sometimes to keep the energy up, especially on the live streams when opening quite a few packs in an evening, and like at some point you want to hit a big card because that's part of what makes Pokemon fun. I mean, the chase is fun too, but you definitely want a little bit of something for sure. So, all right, one ultra rare Tinkaton so far. What are you guys' thoughts? Leave it in the comments down below if you have your own thoughts on what you'd spend $500 on if you were just getting started. Would you go singles? Would you go sealed? Would you go booster boxes? Would you go risky plays? Would you go long-term holds? Would you do something else that I didn't even discuss? Like, there's tons and tons of different opportunities out there. Like, I don't know it all, that's for sure. So, it's whatever anyone wants to do. That's why it's always important to make your own decisions, have your own goals, like know where you're going with it, and yeah, be wise. Like, it's your money, not mine. Your money. So, all right, come on. Good start, and now it has been bad since. Tinkatink and Tinkaton are coming out left, right, and center, but only the one card. It also has a special illustration rare, which is a cool one. Cool one. We got to get something more than just one hit, though, out of these packs. My goodness. Maybe right now. Tinkatuff. Another card. Boss's Orders. Another ultra rare card. All right, so second hit. Not too bad, not too bad. Not too bad. 3 packs left. We need at least one more hit, right? 3 out of 10 seems like semi-standard. 4 out of 10 is a really good video, like I always say. And 1 or 2 out of 10 leaves a little bit to be desired, but I guess, I mean, that makes me want to come back and open more Pokemon cards right away. So, come on. 2 packs left. 2 packs left. Also, for those of you still watching, and if you record your own content, I just got this new app called Epoch Cam, and basically is letting me use my phone as like another webcam, so like this one right here, which I used to do on my Mac, but with my new computer it didn't connect to a Windows computer. And this Epoch Cam actually works really, really good. Like, you have more control over the phone's camera. Like, you can choose manual focus, for instance, which is awesome. Do we got something? No, we do not. Only 2 hits. What are they? The Tinkaton and the Boss's Orders. All right. That's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like button for me. Appreciate it. And until my next one. Peace.